I realize for the ritual please.
After the count of 2, we shall all take the entire grace. 1, 2. Oh Lord, and be all with grace, may all Jesus reign in heaven, those who rise, all our days. Okay, because we Jesus reign in okay, please let's take our seat.
I want to call on the interactor to take the board please. Interactor weekly. I'd like to call on Interactor Raymond to give us the purpose and goals of Interact.
Raymond, hey.
Between the district interaction representative, the district software elect, and the district software. I'm aware about the immediate past district interaction representative, but I'm going to give the purpose and goals of Interact. The purpose of Interact is to provide opportunity. The purpose of Interact is to provide opportunity for young people to work together in a world of fellowship, dedicated to service and understanding, and international understanding. The goals of Interact are to recognize and develop constructive leadership and personal integrity, to encourage and practice thoughtfulness and help to others, to create an awareness of the importance of home and family, to build respect for the rights of others based on recognition of the worth of each individual, to emphasize acceptance of individual responsibility as the basis of personal success, community improvement, and group achievement, to develop life skills, including self-development, time management, and personal finances, to recognize the dignity and value of all useful occupations as opportunities to serve society, to provide opportunities for gaining increased knowledge and understanding of community, national and world affairs, to open avenues of personal and group action, leading to advancement of international understanding and goodwill towards all people. Thank you.
Shall we have interactor doing take before we test?
Good morning, Rotarians, Rotarians, and interactors. I will take the following test. The following test are the things we think, say, or do in Rotary. So, first, is it the truth? Second, is it true to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
We have welcome address by the World Interact Week Chair, Fidia Costa Zayola. Okay, while we wait for her to give us a welcome address, we have the Chair Interact Committee remarks. Okay, I think I have addressed people here, but I'll just do that again briefly. My Jamaica District Interact Representative, my District Interact Sir, my Jamaica District Governor Sir, you are recognized. Youth Service Chair, welcome. Interactors, our teachers, Rotarians, watching us online and with us physical, you are all welcome to today's event. Like I said earlier, we are celebrating World Interact Week. We're celebrating the day and the year the first Interact Club ever had its meeting. That's, I won't tell you the year, but we're celebrating Interact at 59, and we've had sanitation exercise today that is trying to keep the environment clean. And we're having today, we're going to talk to us on career paths, doing the right choice, choosing your own career, and knowing the best career to go for, depending on your strength and based on what you're good at, and not just what you feel like you want to do. Also, we're going to be having quiz competition, we're going to be having talent hunts. I know some students are very dropping their names. We're going to be having impromptu speech, and we're also going to be officially paying a positive visit to the district governor. So I hope we all enjoy today's event and you learn and take something home after today. Once again, you're welcome. Thank you. Pedia Constance, you're welcome.
The district interact representative, the Changemaker district governor, the Changemaker youth service director, able teachers here present, interactors here present, supervisors, fellow retractors, and guests and friends. My name is Retractor Constance Jaira from the Retract Club of Ikoyi. And once again, we'd like to welcome you officially to today's event. And at the same time, we'd like to apologize for especially starting behind schedule. It's not in our interest to do that. However, we have lots of package for today's event, starting from the career counseling from our maybe guest speakers, and also quiz competition, talent hunt. So we just want you to sit back and enjoy today's event. So once again, thank you for coming. We appreciate your presence. So next on the agenda, the chair interacts. Okay, so now we're going to the district governor's remark. So we'd like to hear some word of admonition, encouragement, and way forward for the Changemaker district governor in person of Rotarian Remi Bello. Please, can we give you a sounding round of applause?
Thank you very much. The district interacts representative, my district governor elect, thank you for being here. Mama Amy, I want to call you my chair of the service, Saeed Rashid. Thank you for the good job. District interacts committee chair, as far as and the Interacts Week Celebration Committee Chair for Thanksgiving. First year, I see you, I recognize you. Our today, our children, the interactors. I don't want to call you tomorrow, I don't want to call you future, because future will never be here. The future is always a mirage. You are today, you are the moment, what you do today that you bring tomorrow. So you are our moment. I say good morning to you all. We still not in the morning, we are in the morning. Like the chairman of the Interacts celebration has done, or started this 11 years. I think I must have contributed to that because, like you see me, I'm just coming directly from the US without home today. Thank you. Let's now. Let's appreciate it. This is how I'm always like without getting home, without refresh. So if you are having some noise from your DG that has not refreshed, that's what they like that. I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate the committee for the Interacts, for this here, for putting these very good events together. Let me recognize especially our tutors, our supervisors, our soul makers, people that guide us, that direct us, which without doubt, people like us, if not for the teachers, we wouldn't have been here. We would not be taking the leading role. We appreciate you. Tutors and teachers here, can you stand for recognition, please? Let's appreciate the teachers. You are making our people. This is a great mama, big teacher, best teacher of Lagos State. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, our teachers. And now back to the business of the day. Yes, World Interact Week celebration. Why do we need to celebrate Interact Week? Like the committee chair has spoken about, told us, is meant to bring to fore the need for us to attend to our today. I will not want to say to our tomorrow. I believe so much in today. It is what we do here today. that we will take to tomorrow, that tomorrow that we are doubting about. So please, I want to appeal to you and join you. Please take full advantage of all the opportunities that may come your way while you are at this stage of your life. While you are attending the events of today, you will learn so many things. You will create. Please take advantage of it. So that when you become people like us, you will say, yes, I also passed through this age. I always remember with nostalgia when I had a similar opportunity at a very tender age like yours. Yes, I was in secondary class 3 at Ibadan Grammar School. We went for a program there. I can never forget that memory. I believe you too will not forget this today. Please make good use of the opportunity that you are being given, so that when you grow up, you will not regret it. That and I could have done this and I could have done that. So please, I want to welcome you and I want to congratulate you for the week-long celebration. You can always count on the district that you are going to support your year so that it can be very meaningful. But I want to close this remark on the admonition. Please, 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 please. Take it from me. There is no shortcut to success in life. There has never been. It's only in the dictionary that you will come across success before you see hard work. It is hard work that precedes success. Don't let anybody deceive you. That come to us somebody who does that and stage. No. You have to walk. That's what the scripture says. And what did he say? He said, you have to walk, you have to labor. So it can't be changed. If anyone is deceiving you, the number one assignment you have before you right now is your study. Please take it very seriously. After studies, you then socialize. That is what we are trying to do with Impact. We want you to see, learn the heart of service, learn the heart of giving. It is the little, it is within the little you have, you should do the little you want. Nobody is asking you to go outside your ability or what you can afford. Please take good news, make good news of this stage of loss. It's an age that when it's passed over, you always want to believe it, but it's never possible in life. I want to congratulate you once again. We are congratulations on the leadership. We wish you the best in your future career. Thank you so much.
I'd like to call on Peter and Raymond to lead us in some drowned souls.
Okay, so we're going to start with daily life, interact. 1, 2, go. Let every good night rating sound better. To carry a message of service and love. Interact. Interact. Truth is alright, love is alright. Interact. When something is wrong, let us straighten it out. But nothing is worse than the fear of it out. Interact. interact. Truth is alright, love is alright. Interact. The grooming of man is a duty we interact. Let's carry on business with faith to our beginning. Interact. Vive, interact. Vive, interact. Truth is alright, love is alright. Vive, interact. The man with the smile is the fellow we need. Interact. Who loses himself in the shaping of greed. Interact. 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 Truth is alright, love is alright. Interact.
Okay, we want to do a short presentation for our district governor. We're supposed to be doing it in his office, but we wouldn't want to take just few people to the office and deny everyone here witnessing it. Can I please invite our district governor to please step forward? District director, can you please step forward? Our DG, can you please step forward with this presentation to our district governor? Our district governor has showed us that he is a lover of youth, he is a father of all. He just came in from the trip and joined us immediately for this event. Can you please appreciate it? He is not making the night. He just came straight to be here with people. So for that singular reason, we are saying thank you and we're making this presentation to him.
Yes, the district interact representative. That's a good one we want to do this morning. Very good performance that we want to do here. Once again, let us acknowledge our district governor, Chekeka district governor for program and youth as his children. So we want to appreciate you, our governor, for that and for coming here to felicitate with your children, the interactors, and the present, I won't say future, the present situation of Rotary. You understand that? Because we want to see all of you in future to be part of this Rotary family. As interactors, because of these higher institutions, you transform to be interactors. And after a certain age of interactors, you come back and give to the society by joining Rotary and playing your part. You understand that? So that's what I want to see in all of you. So I'm going to do this assignment on behalf of the district interact committee, and there are three IRs there. The chairman, district interact committee, youth service chair, the chairman, district interact committee is a good one. You are doing well, all things are good. The year is running very, very well. I want to thank you for that. So, I did this. So they want to do this as well. We are in this one for you. Please start clapping like this is a good one. Transform. So this is an interact jacket. This is solely made for this to go. There are not, and I can't do anything. What do you want that you can do? Congratulations are being for this honor bestowed on you by your children interactors.
Sorry, please. I wonder if you are.
Yeah, very well.
Thank you very much, my visitor, my elect, dear the DIC chair and EDIR. It's only proper for me to acknowledge and appreciate this your good gesture. If you don't know what it means a lot. You have decorated me in your color, and I look like you. You look like me eventually. You want to see yourself in this man you are looking for, like my DG has said. You move, you graduate to become Rotaractors, from Rotaractors, Rotarians, to Rotary President, Assistant Governor, Committee Chairs, like we're having all these leaders you are having here today. And you don't become all this without you have made impact in your area of what you call classification. That is in your chosen career. So it still takes me back to what I said earlier on. Please obey, respect, honor your teachers so that you can benefit mostly. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and Change Mechanistic Governor, for that lovely acceptance of the gifts. And in no time, we'll be going into the next segment. And you all will agree with me that why they're making sense. Do we have anyone here that does not have friends at all? Do we have, yes or no? Everyone has friends in one way or the other. Okay, now we are going to impromptu speech in less than 5 minutes. So whoever wants to contribute in 30 seconds, you just have to contribute. Friends can make you or buy you. So do we have the first? Can we have the first person now? Anyone signify and come out. Aya, please come.
Please, can we appreciate that?
Friends can make you or buy you. Start thinking of what to say now. It's an impromptu speech. You are not meant to be prepared for it before now. Okay, please come forward.
The DG, the internal president, the directors, the past president, ladies and gentlemen, my interactors in their house, teachers present. Good morning, everybody. My name is Adelia Costa. Okay, on this friends can make or mind. A friend is anybody you can talk to, communicate with, and somebody you share your thoughts and ideas with. A friend can make or mar you. There are different kinds of friends that your friend can either add to your life, either positively or negatively. And depending on the kind of things you guys say together and the things you guys share together. Your friends can make you by making you read. They can share some things that can contribute to your academics. But your friends can also mind you. There are some friends that say they are into drugs and the likes, and because you feel, okay, my friend is into it, let me do the same thing. And there are also a lot of things that have changed the community because of some good friends and a whole lot of things that have happened, even in schools and even around us. And also,
thank you. I was thank you. Please can we encourage that again? all we are doing is that she's not even prepared for it, and she's even the first to come out. So that's
A very delightful day to all executives present. Before you is a symbolic and emblematic representative of the Bobby College. Allow us to hear to strongly speak on the topic, which shapes friends who make you or mar you. But before I proceed, I would like to relate to the definition of a friend. A friend refers to a person that stands by you and protects you during your good days and your bad days. So in order for someone to be your friend, he has to be with you, he has to help you, and you have to look forward to the things you do, your daily activities. And this person, in order to become your friend, he has to be someone that is beneficial to you. So a friend cannot mar you. Instead, that person is not a friend. So he's an enemy. So a friend can always make you, because a friend will always stand by you. So the problem is not you. The problem is not the friends making you or marry you. It's you deciding on who is your friend and who is your enemy. Thank you.
Thank you for this, right? For the opportunity of saying this. But on the topic, if friend can make you or mine, that is truth. We have different kind of friends. It depends on your choice, on what you want for yourself. It depends on what kind of friends you are with. A friend can actually make you by encouraging you when, like, a friend is someone you actually communicate with, share your feelings with, and very close with, and share your opinion or thoughts with. So a friend that can make you is actually someone who encourages you when you are in a situation whereby you think there are no way forward. So that friend encourages you. It can also make it by you. Oh, baby, you have to read. This examination is closed. You don't have to wait for time for examination before you can actually read. And a friend can also marry you. You met by the friend, you will just call yourself, you just say you are friends, but you don't really know how that person can actually destroy your life, because whereby a friend you are close with, the person whereby is smoking or taking hard drugs, doing something which are not meant to be done, and then you actually friend with the person, and the person will like, hey guy, you have to actually try this out. It's going to be good. It's big man thing or big girls thing. So you can a friend can mind by doing that. And you being mad is whereby you don't have that self-esteem in you. Because if you have self-esteem and you believe in yourself, you will not let a friend lead you to a wrong path. Instead, you tell the person that no, this is wrong. I know what I want for myself, and what I want for myself is what I want to do. So thank you. I don't want to thank you.
Thank you. You don't allow your friend to lead you to the wrong path. So we're actually breaking everyone into segments. So the first segment will be just the first 5. So we have 2 more persons. So can we have the next person we like? Thank you.
Greetings to you. I'm Clinton from Balaya. There's a popular saying that show me your friend, I'll show you who you are. So if you show me a negative person as a friend, therefore you're a bad person. So I have to say that even communication for good manners. That also points to the fact that the friend can make a marry. Now it depends on your zeal, how strong you are. If you can hold it back, if you say, come, let's go do this thing. You say, no, I'm not good enough. You try to dodge it. Friends are people that keeps you company. They can keep negative company with you. They can keep a bad ball. You can keep positive company. Let me cite an example. I mean, the student, normal student. Then the guy comes to me one day. Hey, what's your friend? I say, oh, how about we go get something downstairs? We go get some clothes. Then some few days later, I come to me. Hey, let's go play ball. I play from ball. Then they got to school, got it. Then from that, start picking things. You like this guy don't stop to anything bad. But some friends are can also come and tell you, please come, let's go to the library and come and read. So friends are two that they are good friends and they are bad friends. So your friends can make your
Okay, thank you very much. I think Dr. Before we go on the next person, I'd like to invite Dr. David Otusi to this side of the hall. Please kindly come forward. Can we please encourage you? So the next speaker, friends can make your mind.
Greetings to the highest material character and character. The topic friends can make you or mind you. My definition of friends is someone who is ready to support you, who is ready to be by your side, hold your hands, be with you, and also support your future and your ambitions. Someone who is ready to talk about the future with you, someone who is ready to see your goals and achievements and support you all the way. Now, anybody, this particular topic is actually talking about your choice of friends. Sincerely, how do you choose your friends? Now, you don't say, I can choose anybody as a friend, anybody who talks to me is a friend. Sorry, my darling, anybody who talks to you is not your friend. Some people are there to just stop you. Some people are seeing how bright you can shine, and they just want to dim your lights. But anyone who is ready to push you, anyone who is ready to tell you the truth, and tell you that, okay, if you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong, and stop it. Just do the right way. This is the right way to go. That is your friend. That is someone who has your best interest at heart. But any other person is not doing the right thing for you. If you tell me you have a friend and you and your friend have never had an argument before, then I'll tell you that that's not your friend. Because you need to have arguments because you have different opinions and different sides or views of different things. And if you're doing the wrong thing, your friend tells you, okay, this is the wrong thing. Sometimes you might just get angry and flare up, and then the person's difference comes in between yours and does different things to you. So friends make you or mind you in the sense that your choice of friends can affect your future, your present situation, and every single thing that you do. Thank you.
Sound applause for everyone that has actually presented on that. So I'm sure we all have been able to pick one or two things from their presentation. And going forward, I expect us to build good friends that can work together with us to build our career, to make sure our goals in life come to fulfillment. So at this junction, I'll be calling on the guest speaker for the day, one of the guest speaker in person of Dr. David Otusi. He's a chapter president of the Church Club of Lasucom. He's a medical doctor by profession, and he'll be taking us on exploding the academic bomb with you. Please, can we encourage you while we have
Thank you very much. Special recognition to the district interact representative, the district government absentia, our own admin district government, the chairperson of the district interact committee, our own Rotarian and other Rotarians present here, and of course to the future of our country, our interactors. I think you guys deserve a round of applause. I want to especially appreciate my very good past district road track representative, Dr. Constance Janiola, the chairperson of this program, for this invite. I'm particularly excited to be speaking with us. In fact, I actually count it as a privilege to interact with us. So the privilege is on my own part, not on you guys' part actually, because it's like being invited to be able to influence the movers and the shakers of our dear country, of our world. Because in a few years from now, I'm sure that each and every one of you will be in positions of influence where you'll be able to make things happen in our society. So it's a great privilege to be invited to share few thoughts with you all on how you can become better persons, in the future. We'll be talking on exploding the academic bomb in you. And I'll share a story with you. Several years back, while I was in junior class, one of our results came out, and the result was so bad that my name made it to the notice board as part of the last 10 in my class. I attended a secondary school that had the culture of pasting the name of the last 10 and the first 10 of the notice board, Mayflower School, Kenya, State. And incidentally, they were to have the PTA meeting that day. So our parents were around. So even before I saw my results, my dad saw my results. You can imagine. And more interestingly is the fact that that time was close to Christmas period. So it was a break that was going to lead to Christmas. So you can imagine how my Christmas went. And I continued to struggle, academically. When I got to the senior class, I took my GCE, and my result was so bad. It was so bad that my dad didn't even bother to waste his money to print the results. He just got a piece of paper and a pencil, and he just wrote out the results for me. You can imagine how the results was. I passed just 3 subjects: Yoruba, English, and economics. You can imagine. And so it was at that point that I knew that it was struggle, actually. It was at that point I knew it was struggle. Before that time, I knew I wanted to become a medical doctor. You understand? But it was at that time I knew that there was struggle. When I resumed back to school, all my friends were talking about their results. I had this. I was just quiet. I could not even see anything. So it was at that point that I sat down and I realized that I needed to make certain important changes in my life. It was at that point that I had a mind sheet that if I was going to become what I dreamt of becoming, then I need to make certain important changes in my life. And I think those are the things that I'm actually going to be focusing on in our discussion today. So once again, the topic is exploding the academic form in you. But before I continue with the story, let me say the better part of the story, so to speak. So you understand why you need to grab the points I'm going to be dishing out this morning. So I made certain important changes in my life. And by the time I got into the university, at the end of our first semester, I had a CGPA of 4.76 out of 5 points. Okay. Then by the time we go to second semester, the results went up again. I had 4.83 out of 5 points. That year, I got a national scholarship from the federal government of Nigeria. As at that time, my result was not just the best in the department, not just the best in the faculty, it was the best in the entire university. Now, there's a reason why I'm sharing this story with you. I'm sharing the story of a boy that moved from the last 10 in junior secondary school to become the top in the university. Because I also believe that you all can become the best version of yourself. It is very possible. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a few points with you guys that I believe will help you to become better individuals, help you to become better individuals in your academics. If you're going to explore the academic world in you, the first point is this: you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. That's the first point. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And that is important in terms of choosing your career. As a young boy, I knew I wanted to study something that was related to life, that was related to living up with it. I knew that as a very young boy. I realized that I could just easily understand living up with it. If you mention those botanical names, zoological names, I could easily retain. It was like as if my brain created unusual synapses for them. I could just retain them at the speed of light. Just mention that biological name, I'll just retain it. I realized that I just understood everything that had to do with living up with it. Then in the contrast, I realized that anything that had to do with calculations, anything that was abstract in nature, anything that had to do with machine, it was no for me. My junior brother, who was about 8 years younger than I, would fix all the machines in our house. but I didn't even know how to even adjust them at all. But if it came to living organism, I just understood. You know, it was so interesting that I would pick egg under the mother egg and hatch the egg on behalf of the mother egg. I did just wait to eat the egg such that it would break and the chick would come out. I just knew it. So at that point, I knew that I was going to focus my life studying organisms, studying living organisms. So when it came to, you know, picking my career, I knew I was not going to do anything related to engineering. So it's important for you to know your strengths and your weaknesses. I know, yes, parents, you know, at times they want their kids to do a particular course of study. They want them to follow a particular career path, you know, because of certain biases that they have. Okay, but it's important to know your own strengths and your what and your weaknesses. It will help to make a very good decision as regards the career you want to focus on. Now, the second point is have a picture of where you want to be in the future. It's important. Have a picture of where you want to be in the future. It is very, very important. You know, as a young boy, I had this habit of taking my baths, then I'll clean in my room, then I'll go to my mom's room. And the reason why I will go to my mom's room is because she has this very nice mirror in her room. So I'll just go there, I'll just stand in front of the mirror and I'll just look at myself and I'll say, fine boy. So I had that habit. So every time I was going out, the only picture I had about myself, the fact that I was what? I was a fine boy. If every other thing didn't matter, the only picture I had of myself was that I was a fine boy. So that was the only picture that I carried with me. Until I failed back to back. It was at that point that it struck me that I needed something than being a fine boy to excel in life. It was at that point that I knew that I needed a fine brain also. So it's important you have a mental picture of where you want to be tomorrow. You know, there's this popular saying that when the purpose of something is unknown, the misuse of it is what? Is inevitable. So it's important you have that mental. So when I got into the university, I had the mental picture of someone who was going to become a young professor. That was the mental picture I had. So every time I was studying, I was not studying as an undergraduate. I was studying with the mind of a professor. So I was always telling myself, no, David, you should know this. You are going to become a professor. You should know this. So I pushed myself very hard because of the fact that I had a mental picture of where I wanted to be in the nearest future. So it's important that you have a mental picture. You want to become a doctor, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a teacher. Anything you want to become, you need to be able to see that thing. Okay, so that's the second point. Then the third point is that you need to believe that you can do it. It's important. You need to believe that you can do what? That you can do it. You need to believe that you can become whatsoever you have dreamt of becoming. Okay, you need to believe that. And I'm sure someone is wondering, okay, what is so special about believing in the fact that I can do it? And I'm sure some people will be wondering that, am I sure I can really do it? Am I sure I can become an engineer? Am I sure I can become a doctor? Am I sure I can become a teacher? Am I sure I can become an astronaut? Am I sure I can become this? I can become that. I'm telling you today that you can become everything that you have conceived in your mind. If you are still doubting yourself, I'm going to tell you this. You know, when you look at the human brain, okay, when the human brain is not even working at all, I mean, when the human brain decides to be slow, when the human brain decides to work at its slowest speed, the human brain is able to process information at the speed of about 180 kilometers per hour. So that's when the human brain is not able to do anything at all. So if you are wondering that, can you do it? Yes, I'm telling you that you can do it. Because you are a wonder already. See, when you look at the human system, what's your name? Amaka. So if I decide to pick out Amaka, I'm able to bring out all our blood vessels, our arteries, our veins, arteries, and the likes. And I'm able to tie all of them end to end. Okay? It will be so long that I can wound it around the whole of planet X 2.5 times. The circumference of the Earth is about 40 kilometers, 40,000 kilometers rather. And if I tie all our blood vessels, it will amount to about 100,000 kilometers. So the implication is that I can tie all our blood vessels. I can tie it around planet Earth, the whole of the Earth, 2.5 times. And that is what is locked up within. So if there's anybody that can do it, if there's anybody that can achieve that thing, it is you. So I want you to have that picture that you can achieve your dream if only you believe. Okay. The next point, do the things that separate the regular student from the A student. Okay, so I'm going to a little bit of emphasis on this point, and I'm going to round off. Do the things that separate the regular student from the A student. You know, I like to tell students this. You know, at times you wonder that you guys, you know, take the same exam and one person will have A and another person will have C, right? You know, is it not the same exam that we wrote? How did I read that is different from the way this person read? And this person had A and I'm having what? I'm having C. You know, we begin to wonder, okay, how did that happen? Now, so I'm going to share some points with you that separate the regular student from the A student. Okay, now the first point is this: you need to understand that there's a difference between reading and studying. There's a difference between reading and what? And studying. If what makes you a student is your ability to study, the word student is right from the word study. You see, I can pick up any notebook and read and not necessarily study. So studying means reading plus thinking. Reading plus thinking. So I can read something without necessarily thinking along. So if you're going to be an A student, you need to learn the art of studying, reading and thinking along. You know, I like to tell students this: when you are studying, all your senses should come alive. I mean your sense organs. You should be able to perceive what you are studying. You know, you can study a particular point and you can see what you are studying. Yes, you can perceive you can feel what you are studying. Yes, it is possible, and that's what separates the regular student from the A student. The regular student will just pick up the textbook and just read. But the A student would read and think about, okay, why is this? Why is A plus B this? Why is X squared plus Y squared this? You want to try to you want to read, you know, in between the lines. What makes this? Okay, so that's very important. So you need to start studying. Very important. Okay, now another thing that separates the regular student from the A student is the ability of the A student to study consistently. To study what? Consistently. Very important. I like to tell people this. You know, we usually say that drops of water make the mighty ocean, but I beg to disagree. Okay, drops of water don't make the mighty ocean. Okay, if I get a bottle of water and I begin to just drop it, it's not going to make a mighty ocean. If I don't going to even make a stream. But drops of water on a consistent basis makes a mighty ocean. Okay, drops of water on a consistent basis. So consistency. So what separates the regular student from the A student is what? Consistency. Very important. Very important. I'm going to tell you this very quickly. the human brain is like a biocomputer. Now, if you go on your phone browser, maybe go on Google and type, my name is David, and type David today. Tomorrow you type David. The third day you type David. See, by the time you get to the fourth day, the moment you just type D, it will automatically generate what? David for you. And that's the way the human brain works. So when you study something consistently, you get to a particular point, it becomes second nature. You know that thing so well that every day, anytime you can talk about it. When I got into the university, I decided to deploy that strategy. And, I studied so consistently to the point that before the semester exam, I would have studied the course material on the average about 5 to 7 times. It seems impossible, right? I tell people it can only be difficult, not impossible. The impossibilities of yesterday are today's possibilities. Okay, so by the time we go in for exams, by the time I'm writing, before I'm done writing the first thought, the second, the third, the fourth thought is already coming. So I'm writing so fast because I'm trying to catch up with the rate at which my brain is discharging information. So that's what separates the regular student from the what? From the expert. You need to do what? You need to study consistently. That's very important. Okay. Then finally, it's important that you study strategically. Very important. That separates the A student from the what? From the regular student. Okay, let me share this with you. And I'll round off. One of the things that I got to realize when I got into the university was the fact that the material or the information given in the class, you understand, was not sufficient enough to give me the kind of score that I desired. If I stop at studying what has been given to all of us in class, then I'll become like everybody in class. I don't know if you got that point. I'll become like everybody else in class. So the best I can get is the highest mark given to anybody in class. But I wanted more than that. Okay, so what I did was that, after studying my materials, get past questions and all of those stuff, I'll then go to the library and get more materials on a particular. But you can't do that if you don't study consistently. So you can see that you have to follow the points sequentially. Okay, for someone who has not completed the material given in the class, it's impossible to start considering textbooks. Okay, so I'll go to the library and then I'll just select some textbooks and I'll just go through some topics. By the time I got into the exam hall, by the time I'm writing, I usually go beyond the points that has been given in class. Yes, I'll give the points that have been given in class, but then I will go beyond the point. I will go the extra mile. So if you want to be an A student, you must be ready to go to what? The extra mile. Then I will go the extra mile. Then I will even give examples. So usually when I write my essays like as though I am teaching someone. So I'll just picture that I have someone in front of me that I'm teaching. So I'm going to break down the essay such that if you go through the essay, you just be smiling. I remember when I got into medical school, my first essay in anatomy, the lecturer had to come to the class and had to call out my machine. Who wrote this essay? You can't get to that point if you don't go the extra mile. Very important. If you don't go the extra mile. So if you want to become an A student in this auditorium, you need to take advantage of these points that I've mentioned. Okay? Number one, you need to know your strengths and your what? And your weaknesses. Number two, have a mental picture of where you want to be tomorrow. Number 3, believe that you can do it. Just like the person would say, if there's anybody that can do it, this is you. Then the first point is what? Do the things that separate the what? The regular student. Thank you very much.
Someone who came to a camp that practiced something subject to DC, ended up asking for something. Thank you very much, Dr. David. Maybe we can take our seat. Because he is a doctor and he has patient waiting for him at the clinic, we need to rush him and allow him to leave. So if you have any questions for him, questions? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have just 3 persons, just 3 questions, sir. So number 1, please come up to take a question.
Good everyone. My name is Lula. Question: what are the challenges that can face by a student, and how can you overcome it? What is the answer?
Oh, no, let's put it in the name. All right, number 2. Who is taking question number 2? Come and take your question. Number 3, please step forward. This is one from daughter to brother.
Good day, everyone. My question is, sir, at times, as students, when we write exams, teachers will be like, they are doing it too much, they are writing too much. I should just write the answers and give it to you.
Okay, give it to
all which continents I need you so much.
my question is, why are we having the moment at the back? On the Michelle Patent,
Office called to observed, my name is Omar Sharifat. And my question is, because I realized that nothing can be changed until it is fixed, and not everything that is fixed can be changed. But in a particular situation whereby you've been working for a particular school for more than 10 years, and you are not getting the positive results you desire, is it that you are not doing the particular thing right, or there's something you are missing out of it? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think I'll just start with the last question. Okay, she mentioned something about doing something for so long, maybe 10 years, and not getting the desired result, right? I don't know if I got the question. Okay, yes, it is possible. You understand? It is possible. Okay, there are certain factors that we want to consider. Okay, the first one is that, okay, are you doing the right thing? Okay, it's not really about the quantity of the time or the duration of the years, okay, that you've been doing something. Are you actually doing the right thing? Okay, so these are things that we want to consider. Okay, when you have a cheetah running in the wrong direction and you have a snail dragging in the right direction, ultimately the snail is going to achieve more results than the one than the cheetah, right? Okay, so you need to be sure that you're actually doing it the right way. Okay, then the second point we want to consider is that particular thing that you are doing, are you achieving some level of results? The reason why I'm saying some level of results is because of the fact that there are certain things that will not materialize in several years. You understand what I'm talking about? But you need to measure at every point, at least am I improving, am I achieving some level of result in this particular thing? So it's important that you consider that. So, okay, let me give an analogy. There are certain seeds. Okay, if I get a maize seed and I plant it, maybe 3-4 days it will germinate, right? But there are certain seeds, it will just be there. It even seems like as though it's not going to germinate, right? It may take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I heard of a particular seed that you plant and it will take years before it germinates. So if I'm expecting that, I have planted this thing, I should get results in 2 weeks, and I'm not getting, I'll be discouraged, right? Because of the fact that I'm not getting the immediate results. It may just be that that thing will take time before it begins to produce results. Okay. So these are some of the things that you need to consider. Okay. So let me go to the first question about some of the challenges faced by a student and how to overcome those challenges. I like that question. Because a lot of people believe that the high-flying student don't have any problem. You are a fit one now, you don't have a problem, and you pass that exam. People always have that, that erroneous belief that a student don't have problems. But a student also have a lot of problems. One of the problems that they have to deal with is pressure. One of the problems they have to deal with is what? Is pressure. Because there is, okay, I remember my colleagues, by the time they paste the results, they will not check their results first. They will check my own results first so that they can predict their own results. That's funny, right? Okay, so there's this pressure on a student. Everybody, if the teacher decides to ask any question in class, everybody believes that she just automatically produce the answer. So there's this pressure on you as an A student. Okay. Then the second problem you may face as an A student is, I'm looking for how to put this point across, is dealing with failure. There's this belief as a student that you are above failure. So when you experience failure, there's this particular way you feel. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's one of the problems that you have to deal with as an A student. Okay, so let me just talk about how to overcome some of these. We're not going to talk about all of them. Okay, some of these problems. Okay, the first thing is this: you need to understand that number one, it is actually possible to experience failure. Okay. When you look at life in this sense, life is just a cycle of successes and failures. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay? So it's important that you realize that. So when you fail at something, it does not mean that you are a failure. I don't know if I have the time to explain this. Okay, I want us to. How many of us are science students? Oh, okay, beautiful. Okay. For the non-science students, I'll try to explain. Okay, we say matter is anything that has weight and occupies space. And how many states of matter do we have? 3 basic states, right? Gaseous, liquid, and solid, right? Okay, beautiful. Okay, look at this. This is matter, right? You agree with me. But it's a what form? Liquid form, right? Now, if I decide to freeze it, it's going to become solid, right? And if I decide to boil it, it is going to become what? Okay, you guys are following. Nice. Now, irrespective of the state of this matter, whether solid, liquid, or gas, it is still what? It is still matter, right? So irrespective of what you are experiencing as a student, whether you're experiencing failure at a particular stage or you're experiencing success at a particular point, it does not change who you are. One thing you must understand is this: you are a born success. That's why I have to explain the fact that when you look at your brain, okay, let me say this. When you look at the elephants, okay, if you visit the elephant as at the time that the elephant was giving birth to, and if you go after 10 years, you're not a grown-up guy or you're a grown-up lady, that elephant will still recognize you because of the super brain that they possess. Now, that seems amazing, right? But as superb as the brain of the elephant is, it does not even come anywhere close to the human brain. So you can see that you are in wonder already, irrespective of what you are going through at a particular phase in your life. It doesn't change anything about who you are. See, you are by default, I like to just say this, by default, you are successful, by default. And that's the truth. So as an A student, you need to learn this. You need to always remind yourself of the fact that you are amazing. It's important to remind yourself of that so that when you go through certain challenges, you're able to stay in the right frame of mind to overcome these challenges. Then the last question is about he said, okay, I too know ITK, right? Okay, if you follow my discussion very well, you see that I mentioned that I will write the points given by the lecturer first. Then before I do, I'll go the extra. We cannot talk about extra mind if I have not even gone to normal mind first. The reason why you can say something is extraordinary is because there's an ordinary, then there's what? There's an extra to that word, ordinary. So I like to encourage you that it's important that you stay within the scope of what has been given to you. Right within the scope of what your lecturers or your teachers are giving to you, then now go to what? The extra mind. I'm sure no teacher will penalize you for adding more. But you are now writing, oh, exactly, I think that's it. You are writing, oh, thank you very much. You are writing all points. The thing that has been given to you, you never mention that one at all. You know, just like in medicine, we say common things or commonly. You want to talk about the common things first before you talk about the what? The rare things. Okay, does it make any sense that way? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor David. Please, before you take your place, my visiting child representative for you, please step forward. Please, service director, please kindly help us to present this award of appreciation. Okay.
Before you go, last with an actor. Dr. David. I decided to say something so that you will all take a cue, serious cue for what this gentleman has shared with you this morning. Serious cue. Doing extraordinary thing which any human being can do if you put the extraordinary effort. You know why I said so? When I was looking at it, it just reminded me of my old younger brother who started like you. And I can see you getting to where he has gone medically trained. Because when he was in school, he's a guy that has finished, and that I was even Abbott as a physics textbook. He has completed Abbott from front to back by Form 3 or even 4 at that time. This was a student who was in school, at that time. In any quiz competition, I will put the quiz test master to test to tell me, look, that answer you are giving is not right. According to so textbook, page so, I'm telling you. That is how abnormal my brother was when he was in school. Because he has digested the textbook from hand to body. He entered medical school in Form 4, University of Ife. He met graduating medical doctor in that place. And guess what? If you see his profile today, well, I, as I speak, have not seen somebody medically who is as well as he is, fellow of more than 40, 50 countries, honestly. Journals are 100, as I speak, 100 journals, medical journals. He reads and is 62 years old. And he said, I continue to read until everlasting. I think I will tell you how merciful God is. That no brain, this is your brain that you have now. You cannot transfer it to another person. That's how life is. If it's possible Some people should not die with the kind of brain and intelligence that we have. But you can build your own. You can do what? You can build your own. You cannot sit in class and just read what others are reading if you want to get an extraordinary result. In fact, where my brother has got to, we get that you are going to pass it. What do I say? You will grow to that level and you surpass it. You will be an outstanding medical professional in this world, in this Nigeria, in this world. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, I don't have much to say anymore because our district governor, she has said so much, and also our guest speaker has also said a lot. And I want to let you know that all that we have learned today, please try and put it to good use. Take it to digest it very well. Read it again and again, and also see how you can change so many things that you are lacking from what you have learned from our doctor today. I also want to say that you are due to be on Syria. Very, very due to be on Syria. Because I see the paper about 3 years ago. Yes, so by now she would start planning to either join the GRE or any other. We can tell her it was Yes, this is a lot of appreciation for your unwavering support, honoring our invitation as guest speaker during the 2021 World Interact Week celebration. It's been presented to Dr. Pastor David Ojosi in honor with much appreciation and gratitude from the Interact District Representative, Interactor Arize Chukwuelu, dated today, 9th November 2021. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. I feel my indulgence to present a copy of my book, Excluding the Academic World, to the District Interact Representative.
Thank you, Dr. David. My Interact group, I expect that once you finish reading that book, you are expecting your results at your YNEM next year to be one of the best, to be the best among the best. Thank you once again, Dr. David. Okay, to just lighten up the mood, we're going to take talent hunts. One, we have Judy Divine from Jesha Dosina Grammar School, who wants to sing for us. So, where are you, please? Let's please appreciate him as he comes up. Remember, this is talent hunt. This is what he feels he can do. If you can do better than me, you should have come out to put down your name. He's starting. He might not be as good as Davido or Whiskey. They all started from somewhere. So when he comes out here, all I want from you is just appreciate him. No working and nothing, no side talks. Do we understand that, please? Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Judy Divine. I'm just happy to see you in school. You guys because it wasn't there in the first place. I told him I would make this happen. I told him I would make the for pushing. I'm gonna work this is all life. I told him everything was all mine. That my mind was listening. Okay, I told him I will make this happen. I told him I will give me 4 push number one, this is not that. I told him everything was on the mind. That my mom was so good, that I'm ready to make nuggets. So I told him I will do it. I will make this. I told him I will make this happen. I told him I don't need no team, wish number one, this is not that. I told him everything was on the mind. That my mom was so good, that I'm ready to make when I told him I will never stop. Told him I will make it, told him I will do it, time to stop. So I did plan not to go to free, not to jump on my city on my back with a bucket, what you thought that I will back up a quick. My mom was not really position with no pitch. Don't chapter of the story, my not good boy again because and go switch. See, I guess I'm on now. Upon my nothing to the music, my person was situated song now. I cannot calm down the gyrating on my baby because like I'm walking through a storm now. Then what you got to then we did not come in. On the next child now, one is never stopping me. Recipe. Oh, again, recipe, very positive. So you know what trust me, it's difficult to happen. You switch and grab it. If you take it and you put it down, you put it high. For average, because yourself, you could be the best person on the planet. And you know this, you have to stay focused. You take it happen in the night at this moment. You only take 1 life to meet, to take it back to people so sad. You reach the planet. They're gonna laugh your face right through your profit on this, that you bought your truth. It's a life emotion. Stop dreaming, stop crying, stop praying, stop living, stop drumming. You remember me? They want you big class, they want that you cloud, say they was trash. I took all your comments, now put it in the back, and I want to put it back. I don't put it on clap. I don't need you to judge. We lose nothing to get, we lose nothing discussion, get stuck in your head, start with the concussion. My dream chased me, I woke up and started running dead. I was so nice special. If I could do it, you could do it. This is mainstream rap, this is motivational music, rap talent. He's using this yours, just choose it. Stop sitting on the plate, so people stupid men don't rap. This life is just so much you can afford to crash. But this is just most like too much like on the past. It goes like super fast. But get ahead that you don't need to get your own man. But get approval, you don't need to get your own man. But tell the world that you get it, you the greatest thing. The own that. Get your soul back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, from top right on lady, go to Precious. After this, go to the next slide. Please take it out. Oh, you can go take it. Just go.
My name is Lauren Precious, and I'm here to sing Great Vision by Timothy Kondo. Here we are, as a people with one voice, better determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom lays and truth revealed, our land where there's hope for us all. We are we believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and one day will shine like the sun. For we are many people with one voice, with one tongue, we're a nation undivided and voice. It will take us and build a land, our own, where there's hope for us all.
I really appreciate our work. Yeah, thank you. Okay, one of the reasons why we're here, we started enjoying that, which is career talk. We're trying to nurture you to the right career. And we're not just trying to tell you the best career is for you to be a doctor, an engineer, or the likes. We were told when I was growing up, the best qualification, the best profession you can go for is either you're a doctor, you're an engineer, or an accountant. Every other profession is not counting. But in here, right here, we want to make sure you understand what it means to decide which department you are going to, which course you want to go and study when you get to secondary school. It's not just because your dad is an accountant, you want to go and study accounting. It's not because your mom wants to be a medical doctor, you're going to school to become a medical doctor. It has to be a course you are going to do, which you enjoy doing. A course you know you are good at. A course you know you'll be happy doing it. You don't hold a profession without you being happy. I know your teacher will tell you I am a successful teacher because she enjoys teaching and she sees herself to be a successful teacher because she has taught a lot of professionals. So you have to be happy with what type of education or profession you want to go into. Now the question here is, what is career? Does anyone know what the meaning of career? What is career?
A career is an occupation or a professional course in which someone engages in order to make a living.
Okay, thank you. Career is a qualification, a profession, a career. Well, I don't want you to use that word career in defining career. So it is a job, something you do that earns you money. But there are times a career does not even earn you money. It could be something you do because you are passionate about it. It could be something you do because you want to impact people's life. So it's not only what you do that earns you money. It's what you do for a living. A living is not only what earns you cash. What you do your day to day, day in, day out, every day. When you wake up, this is what you're going to do. And the likes. That is what your career means. Now you see, the truth is that when you want to decide on which career you want to go for, you don't do, my friends are going into science department, let me go to science department. Or because my people are in commercial, I want to go to commercial. You must know why you are going to that class. You must know the subject you are very good at. You must know where your strengths are, what you are good at and what you're not good at. Now, we've talked about the meaning of career at the lesson. And then we're going to say, who is a career person? A career person is someone who is in business, or someone who works at a commercial institution. A business person is what we call a career person. Now, a career person could be someone who is into spare parts or spare parts. That is the person's career. The person is a business person. Now, we also say what is career definition and parts of examples. Let's go here. Now, let's look at types of career paths. We have the multiple unrelated jobs. Your career could be made up of multiple jobs that are unrelated to one another. For example, you could work as a sales associate in a retail environment, then as a server, please wait, next slide. As a server in a restaurant. And you can also work as a receptionist in a veterinary clinic. Now, for those who stay abroad, they actually, most of the students in college, they actually do 3 jobs at a go. And it's a career for that time. One would work at first in a clinic as a receptionist, and then maybe in the afternoon, the person is working in a restaurant as a server. The person is doing multiple jobs together. That is the person's career at that particular time. Then we have advancing within one occupation. This part involves advancing in the same occupation, whether you work for the same organization or at different establishments. For example, if you are working as a cashier, you could eventually be moved to a customer service position, where you operate a cash register but also handle customer service issues. Eventually, you will be moved to a head of cashier position, supervising other cashiers. And we have advancing in the same industry but not occupation. Now, you're advancing in the same industry you're working in, but not in the occupation you are working at. Now, the part involves staying in the same industry, but not necessarily the same occupation. For example, if your goal is to be a manager at a restaurant, you could start out as a dishwasher. Then eventually, they bring you up to be a server. Then they bring you up to be a supervisor, and then one day they can tell you manage your own restaurant based on your years of experience. Now, this is a career that you're building up on your years of experience. Next slide. Now, let's look at an example of career paths. We have customer service and sales, editorial, education, retail, human. Now, since you're finding the right career path, network regularly. Amongst your school, when you're in school, you network amongst your peers. Those who you feel have the same kind of ideas or dreams you have. Those you believe who think are like you. You become friends with them. Not, you can't say you want to be an A student and then you're becoming friends with those who all they know is to dance and to sing. I'm not saying it's not good to dance and sing, but you must be able to manage everything, balance your life plan, academics, socials. Your social cannot be more than your academics. Your academics should be there and social follows. I don't know if I'm communicating. You have to manage both your academic and social properly well. Be a long life learner. You have to be a lifelong learner. That means you must keep learning. You study. You learn, you make research. I asked a question here and I realized nobody knows that question. We are all interactors. So it was just obvious that we don't research about what we have, which is very wrong. Because as interactors, it's not only what they want to tell you in your school, you go back home with. You're supposed to be inquisitive. You're supposed to be able to go online. Now you are in this world where you have access to the internet. You go online, you make your research to know what it is you want to do. I'll give you a story. My daughter told me some time ago and said, okay, when she was going to pick her class, one day this department should and I said, it's not my business. Your name and my name are not the same. So you just look, let's look at the subject you think you are good at and what you want to study. And I feel like internet is your friend. At first, we had insurance. I told them what I feel or know about insurance. And then one day she just told me I want to become study cyber security. And I said, cyber security? And I told her, you didn't take very long. Because now you're in SS2. You're in that department, you cannot go and do cyber security. Because you need science courses. You need science courses to enable you to do cyber security. So what we did was we went online and opened courses you can study as a commercial student. And I told her, look at the one you feel you can do, and you got me up how to do it. So how do you go about that? You research those who are in that profession, what the profession entails, what is expected of you as a person. Now you ask yourself, do I have what the will, the strength, the ability to handle this profession? Will I be happy doing this profession? Now, a profession is not what you do all because you want to make money. You make money from a profession when you enjoy doing that profession. You make more money when you enjoy your qualification, your classification. When you don't enjoy what you are doing, you won't have the will to want to improve yourself and make more money. You just be in one place. You're okay where you are. But when you love it, you want to explore. You want to do research. You want to get better. You want to improve yourself. That is about that. So when you want to choose your career path, look at the subject you are very good at. Ask those who are doing that qualification for questions. What is the negative part of this? What is the positive part of this? What are the challenges of studying this course? What is the advantage? What is the advantage of this course? Then you go back to your own time and think it through. Am I ready to go through this? Will I be able to overcome the challenges? Can I find my way around the negative part of this course? Is it a course that when I do, I'll be happy to do? Majority of us, we study something in university and that's not what we're working with. I have a parent in secondary school because she was very good. Very, very good. The teacher there in my school, what they do is once you are good, they put you in science class. Then the ones that are semi-good, thank you. The one that helped me is your job problem art class. Literature, English, arts. What is that you are good at debate and like of it, they won't look at you in science class, they'll put you in art class. Their commercial is every other person. Because they believe commercial students are just going to do business, bookkeeping, and the likes. And Lily was very good. Even though she was a science class, we never knew what her challenge was. She was a science student to finish secondary school, and she had one of the best results in the school. But after 2 years, I just saw on Facebook when she wrote about her story, and she said she never wanted to be a science student. That was her uncle's forced her, and the teachers in school forced her and pressured her to go to science class because she was very good. And at the 3 years she was in science department, she was never happy for once. But because she knows failure is not in a dictionary, she did everything possible to make sure that she came out with very good results. And after she had a result in sciences, what did she do? She dumped it, picked another YF and went to do courses that would make her study more. But yesterday is a barrister. Sciences is not what she studied. Now, they wasted 3 years and 2 years of her years. Because it took her 2 years after secondary school to realize and tell herself, I am not doing science course, even though she did admission for a science course. And she left sciences. I was a science student as well. But today I am a BSc holder in accounting. Now, not because I wanted to study accounting. I would have loved to still remain a science student, but what happened? And long ago, I was doing SS1, SS2. But when it was time for my YF result, I was good. I wanted my result again. Physics was not so good. And I wanted to go and study petrochemical engineering. Now that was because then I heard my sister saying petrochemical is for only men. Ladies don't study petrochemical engineering. Then I said, this course is for only men. I want to go and study it. Not knowing that I was only joking. Now the thing I want to try to tell you here is, don't allow anyone pressure you to go for any department you don't want to go to. Don't be pressurized to go for any department. Not because your friends are there or parents want you. If your parents are pushing you so much, and now you are not giving up catalog in your schools, open up to them and make them understand you don't want to be a science thing. You don't want to do sciences because you don't have what it takes and you don't feel it's what you want to be happy doing. Oh, I want to be a business person, so I want to go to commercial class and learn about business. You choose your path. Because the truth is, your parents will not walk that path with you tomorrow. You are going to walk your path by yourself. You are going to do what? Walk your path by yourself for yourself alone. So it has to be a path you can walk in conveniently. A path you can walk in with so much confidence in you. Am I communicating? So students, I know now we've passed that stage, but we're at that stage where you are going to decide what course you want to study in the university. After secondary school, what next? What course you want to study? Now there are so many courses that are making money. Now I've been in the bank and I make money. As a matter of fact, in banking industry, I think it happens now. Somebody who studies geology wants to bank. Geology is a course for animals. Working in the bank. So you always like most exactly what you study in university. You know what I'm saying? So you have to choose that course, that part you know you excel in. Money, without IT, you are making money. The other courses that make money. So if your aim is you want to go for a course that will make you make money, do your research. If your aim is you want to make a course that will impact life, do your research. Because
This will be here now. And you will use this system.
I know.
I'm going to read the rules here.
You are not part of this, so that's me.
Oh, je know. I thought my nose and come here. Wow. If it's not coming, you should let us know on time so that they will those ones will call photographer. Oh, my.
How do you call catch everything?
Okay, myself, I don't know what to do. Please, so far, you know why you are at least take the excuse of time. Let them get another photographer. Now it's too late to get somebody. Oh, capture. Ní tún bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí, are you sure? Mi bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ṣó sure kó máa wá láàárọ̀ yìí.
That's 6 months, why you go use you? I know. No, I'll get, but you manage plastic.
She has taken what already?
No, I'm not sure. I saw it there.
How much? Which one?
It doesn't matter. Just